Someone came along and hijacked the true meaning of amateur. Like, people are afraid of being amateur. People are deathly afraid of being stuck there. People are wanting to go professional in everything they do. And so what is professional? Professional is that you get paid to do something, right? An amateur, if you ask people today what amateur is, they would tell you, oh, it means that you're not good at something, you're inept. And even some dictionary definitions say this. But the true definition of amateur is just doing something for the joy of it, for the love of it. That's all amateur is. And I realized, even as an artist, when I was an amateur, my art was so much better. I was so much more free. I was less cluttered in my mind. I wasn't stressed out because I wasn't worried about people paying me for something that they would enjoy. I was just making stuff that I liked. And I look at those old photos, and while my technique has improved, I don't feel like in a lot of ways my heart has. I feel like in a lot of ways I've burdened myself. We live in a culture where they tell you to monetize everything. Monetize everything you do. Everything you do. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. And again, that's coming from like a capitalist society, right? We want, people want to be rich. People want to be wealthy. People are just trying to make it, to be honest. Me. And we've been, taught to believe that if what we're doing doesn't make money, then we should stop doing it. And so we leave room for everything to turn into professional. Like, you have to be professional this, professional that. Like, nobody has room to be amateur anymore. You want to paint something and people are like, oh, you need to monetize that. You need to sell that. It's like, why? Or if you want to teach something for free, people are saying, oh, you need to make money. You need to make money off of that. And it's like, or I could just do it because I like teaching, And while I don't deny that people need money, we need money to survive. We need groceries. We need, medicine, a roof over our heads. We want to be comfortable. We want to be able to enjoy our life while we're living it, right? So I totally understand that. But I just want to let you know that everything does not have to be a professional thing. It doesn't have to be a moneymaker. It doesn't have to be a stream of income. It could literally be just done, to be enjoyed. And I know that sounds so foreign because we've been taught that anything we do just for fun is a waste of time or money or resources or whatever, right? That we could be using that time to like build a business, or we could be using that time to just, get as rich as we can. But the thing is, if we get stuck in that mindset, we will never enjoy life. We'll be too busy hustling and try to reach everything and try to achieve all this stuff that we end up spending our whole lives trying to find meaning in what we have and what we gain and what we achieve. And that is not a life worth living. That sucks, right? I have been starting to embrace this idea of rest, and rest in a lot of ways. Rest in like not filling my to-do list with everything I can do that day, which is 3 things, and that's it, and just cutting it off. And at first it's really hard because I'm like, well, is it okay for me to watch TV because I'm watching TV, but I could just be coming up with a multi-million-dollar plan. And God is like, girl, chill. Like, do you trust me, or is the money coming from you? Right? And even though you might not be a believer, I am. I profess with my mouth that God supplies all my needs, but here I am trying to find every which way to make money, every which way to stress myself out, to be honest, because half of the ways that I'm thinking about making money don't really work anyway. I really believe that God gave us a life to enjoy. He wants us to enjoy this life. He wants us to walk with him and to trust him in this life. And living in this world, again, where if you're not making money, then you're not really being a productive member of society, really messes with you. It's just this constant war between being productive for the sake of being productive and for the sake of thumbs up and kudos, you're a good citizen, and rest because my creator told me to rest, and he gave me rest as a gift. And because I was chasing down that path, I need to come up with all these streams of income. I need to do all this stuff. And, to be honest, I am in a lot of debt, and I'm really trying to get out of debt as soon as possible. But I don't want to stress myself out while I'm getting out of debt, because if I'm sick and I'm out of debt, what is the point, right? If I am unwell and I'm out of debt, what is the point? I can't even enjoy it, right? I'm going to be exhausted. So I have to come up with a healthier way to get out of debt. But my point is, when I started taking pictures, this is one of the reasons why I took a break. I started taking pictures. I got my camera. I was taking pictures of everything. I was experimenting with light, with lenses, and photography is a pretty expensive hobby. But I had like basic stuff, real basic things. And then people are like, oh, well, you can charge people for this. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And so I would start taking pictures of people, and people would be paying me. It wasn't really a lot of money at first. It was like $75 a photo shoot. And to you, that might sound like a lot, but I promise you it's not. And I'll tell you why later. But I was making $75 a shoot. Okay, cool. Then people stopped booking me. And it could have been because it was just a slow season, or like they just wasn't trying to work with me. And that made me question the value of my art. It made me question, like, am I a good photographer? Are y'all sure? Like, then because of that feeling of not being good enough, now I'm looking at all these webinars, these YouTube videos. I'm trying to shoot like this person. I'm trying to be like this person. Oh, I need this gear. Like, it promoted this sense of unworthiness and not enoughness. I know it's not a word, but that I needed more, to create better. And, no, no, I am really recently buying into this idea that less is more, and less is real. Less is more real. When you start to buy equipment because you want to look like somebody else, you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself as an artist. You're losing yourself as a person. And I realized that when I took the pressure off of myself, when I started doing personal projects with my photography, when I started shooting just for fun, at events that I would go to, I would come up with photos that I loved. I love them. And it really made me wonder, like, maybe I should go amateur with this, because I feel more free. I feel, I feel more flexible in what I can do in photography, and also understand that you can still do things as an amateur and still get paid for it on the side, right? So if 95% of the time I'm shooting as an amateur or just for fun, the 5%, I can take clients that either align with my vision, that do what I actually want to do. I have more options. I have more freedom. Like, hey, this is what I shoot like, and are you okay with this? Versus them giving me money, and then telling me how to shoot. I hate that. I hate people telling me what to do on a photo shoot. Like, I want to experiment, but I also understand this person is investing their money. And so when I'm taking the money out of the equation, when it's just for fun, when it's just for enjoyment, I'm more free and I'm more creative and I'm more of myself. So no, being an amateur is not a bad thing. Being an amateur is not like the end all be all. And honestly, trying to be a professional thing as a way to gain approval from people, or like the stamp of approval, to be like, okay, no, now you're a real artist. That's bull. That is not real. That is a lie. You're an artist because you create. If you make something, you are an artist, and that is good enough. And you don't ever have to get nobody to pay for it. Don't nobody have to see it, unless that's what you want to do. In a lot of cases, that's what I want to do a lot of times too. But there's nothing wrong with being an amateur. Being an amateur is amazing. I'm trying to get to the point where I can be an amateur and not worry about money. Okay? Like, the people who, let's be real, people who have a lot of hobbies and a lot of time to do those hobbies have a lot of time. And so what do you need to have a lot of time? A lot of money. People who do things as an amateur are usually more wealthy and stuff like that, like without the pressure of having to make money from something. They do it just for fun. Some people would start gardens, and you don't have to be rich to do it. Don't get me wrong. My mother has a garden. She don't sell her fruits and vegetables. She gardens because she enjoys it, because she's an amateur. And I don't mean amateur as in inexperienced. I mean amateur as in she does it for the love of it. She has a green thumb. She loves to see stuff grow. And so what would be so wrong with you being an amateur? What would be so wrong? Maybe instead of putting all that pressure on yourself to make everything a side hustle and a stream of income, maybe you just need one good stream of income. And I know this goes against everything that all these gurus are talking about, and I get it. Because I want multiple too, but I just got to choose which ones I actually want to be multiple and streams of income and just for fun. But what if you just had one good stream of income, did all the other stuff for fun? There's a meditative effect when it comes to doing stuff for the fun of it, right? When we can do stuff for enjoyment, we can commune with God. We can gift things to other people, not looking for anything in return. I was making these little portraits with art and with vector art for my friends, and I was just giving it to them because I think they're beautiful people, and they loved it. And that made me feel good. It wasn't about the money or like the wealth. It was about that feeling of gifting my friends something to remind them that I'm thinking about them, that I love them, and that I think they're beautiful, Yeah. So I just want y'all to think about that for a little bit, like, and really consider what you can do as an amateur. What can you do just for fun? Just take the pressure off of yourself and just have fun with it. And maybe even in you pursuing things for the joy of it, for fun, you'll find that you want to turn something into a business. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making money from something you enjoy. But make sure that you actually give yourself space and time to enjoy it first. You know, I was shooting for like 2 years before I charged anybody for anything, you know, doing gigs for free, to experiment, to have fun. And in the same way, I give that same advice to any artist. It's okay to be an amateur, and sometimes go from professional to amateur and fall in love with your thing again. So many people fall out of love with their art and their craft because they're forced to make money from it. It becomes like this enemy, right? And when it started off as something you enjoyed and you loved. And I just don't want you to lose the joy and the love that you have for your craft. So I'm giving you permission to be an amateur. I'm telling you that everything you learned about being an amateur is totally wrong, okay? An amateur is someone who does something for the joy of it. There's nothing wrong with amateur hour. Why not? Karaoke is amateur hour, right? And people have a lot of fun. Nobody's judging them. When you call things an experiment, or when you say, oh yeah, I'm an amateur at this, no one's expecting, no one's putting all this unnecessary pressure on you to be great, right? People are just having fun. What is wrong with having fun? We have lost fun. We have lost hobby. Everything's about being productive and hustling. And I'm here to give you another view of actually enjoying the life that God gave you and not working yourself to the bone, missing out on all these opportunities to enjoy the good life God gave you. You know, you can go for a walk without wanting to lose weight. That's another way. You can go for a walk just because you enjoy walking and you want to see the wonders of God. It's the same thing. Everything is not about being productive, y'all. It's not. And I know society has tricked us because I'm still trying to unlearn this. Everything is not about being productive. Like this podcast, this video. I don't know what's going to happen with this. I don't have that many subscribers or followers or whatever. Like, sure, if I can get, you know, sponsorships from it, wonderful. But I'm doing it because I believe in it and I like it. I like being able to express myself and to share my thoughts and connect with other people. It's fun to me. Fun. And it's crazy because my word for the year is play. And I've just realized, like, again, as I always say, I'm telling y'all this as I'm telling myself this. I realize I haven't really been giving myself time or space to play. I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself, a lot of unnecessary pressure, and it's been killing my creativity, killing it, strangling it to death. And I just want to let go and have fun. And I hope in the future I can share with you some ways that I'm doing that. But let me know, like, what things are you an amateur at? Like, what things do you want to try just for fun? What things do you want to give yourself permission to not make this a business and to just do it for fun? Just do it because you love it. What can you make for someone you love and just give it to them because you want to see the joy on their faces when they open it or when they receive it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be a meal. It could be a picture. It could be anything. Like, what is it that you're going to do for the fun of it and for the enjoyment of other people? You know, let me know. And again, thanks again for listening to my rants and my thoughts. Until next time, y'all, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.